Alright. What the heck is going on, everybody? We've got ourselves a big best of 7 elimination series in the Masters Coliseum. Dark in the top left, going for the famous 15 hatch, 15 pool. And it looks like Hero has gone for a 13 pylon. Chrono boosting those probes a little early, right? No, perfectly timed. Perfectly timed to not get supply blocked. And 13 pylon blocks a 16 hatchery, but it does not block a 15 hatchery. Hero's going to find out. Even Dark is now blocking, or at least stopping you, I should say, he's stopping you from blocking him. He's getting his hatchery down early before you can get in there. And Hero's probe not going to find the value that it was looking for. He'll try to make up for it by harassing the minerals, being a bit of a nuisance, bit of a silly Sally. Notice he's harassing from the back of the mineral line. He normally goes inside the mineral line. But because Dark has actually killed his probe a few times by pulling his drones and attacking it, Hero's a little more cautious versus Dark than he is versus other Zerg players, which is funny to see. It's a rare creature that can get Hero to play a cautious game of StarCraft. But Dark is that man, apparently. He's the one guy that can make Hero actually think, oh god, what is he doing next? Alright. Probe getting some good damage on the drone there. Spawning pool's on the way. Nice harassment, but he did accidentally mine some minerals. And what an odd wall off. Interesting. At least the good thing about this is kind of far forward. So he can actually, it's already, like, if he's defending the third, you have to go in through here rather than going in that right side. That's actually a very cool wall off. I have a begrudging respect for Hero's weird wall offs lately. He's been doing very odd pylon in the wall, but it means he's always able to wall off with just 2 buildings. Doesn't need the second gate to seal the wall. And yeah, sometimes there's these really nice advantages, especially when he keeps that choke point on the side where the third base is. And don't get me wrong, that's a diagonal wall off. You're not going to be able to wall that off very easily from Zerglings running in. It's Hero, it doesn't matter. For a normal Protoss player, it's really bad to have diagonal walls. For Hero, well, he's never got a unit in the wall anyway. It doesn't matter if it's diagonal, straight, 2 spaces thick, 3 spaces thick. It doesn't matter how big the choke point is. It's always going to be wide open for Zerglings to run in. And yeah, that unfortunately, you could actually argue that's why Hero's in this losers bracket right now as well, actually, is him pulling units out of that wall, as that very much did give away some important information in his previous series. Curious to see what the players bring out. Question 1 is usually, will Dark be supply blocked? He's a little supply blocked on 36, but I don't think it's a big one. It's only a small one. I think it's... You normally get supply blocked on 36 a little bit, so I don't think this is egregious. I think it's just kind of like, stuff happens. Got a few more drones building now, but he's already gone 4 queens. So super fast 4 queens for Dark. That means he did slow down these last 3 drones, but he's already building the next Overlord. So already this is the upper echelon form of Dark. This is the Dark that looks very powerful, because if Dark does not get supply blocked, it's a mythical creature, you know? They talk about mythical fighters in MMA when something happens and they start, you know, popping off and being so much stronger suddenly. It's, you know, bloody oh, hold on, Oracle in the main, hold on. Oracle finds an empty mineral line. The queens are nearby, but they're not close enough to defend it. He gets 3 drones, gets out. Great start here for Hero. Dark a little bit lazily positioning there. He's got a good Overlord spread, but there is a hole, of course. Lots of space to cover on Golden Aura. 2 queens behind the natural. 2 in the main. Third base wide open. No link speed yet. He's playing that very delayed link speed as Dark, but with 3 queens, he should be okay. Oracle is not joining up with this. Normally, if you want to dive the Adepts into 3 queens, you want to dive the Oracle in at the same time, because the queens have to focus that. Nonetheless, 3 drones go down. That brings it up to 6. I think it's good enough, especially if the Void Ray can find a few Overlords. Notice how he did not hunt the Overlord on his side of the map. He's left that guy there, and he'll come back and get that either later or with some Stalkers, which he's going for right now. Gets a Creep Tumor as well. Dark doesn't even pull this Overlord back. Oh, man. Hero should absolutely commit to this. Taking a bit of damage on the Void Ray is well worth it here. He takes barely any damage. It's a disastrous start for Dark. 4 Overlords being built. He's massively supply capped. He has no tech. He's started his lair only now. No Evo Chamber, no tech. He has no aggressive options, and that's a big problem. Because when you get... Oh my god, another Overlord he just left sitting out. Dark! These are fundamental things that you are meant to do here. When you see a Void Ray, the first thing you do is pull all your Overlords back. But Dark, scrambling around and getting caught off guard here. He doesn't have any Spore Crawlers, except in the third. Charges on the way with +1. 5 more gateways here for Hero. Now this is the one where he's built the fake gas on the natural. Did the Overlord see that? No, it didn't. But he built it just in case it did get scouted. It's making it look really normal. You see Stalkers. Dude, Hero's doing such a good job of faking a Stalker build right now. Oh, it's so well done. So there's no reason to build a Roach Warren. We just need Zerglings. Maybe we can try to go straight to Lingbane Hydra. Definitely don't need Roaches, because Roaches aren't good versus Stalkers. Little does he know, it's Mass Zealot. Oh, God. Hero, you cheeky boy. He's already got an advantage, and this might be a very quick game one. Hydra Den goes down. Yeah, not even a Baneling Nest, so he doesn't even have the option to make Banelings. He's trying to just go straight Hydras. Dark is up 8 workers. Supply blocked massively on 90 supply, building 9 Overlords right now. If he could get up a ball of Hydras, he could defend it. It feels like he's a bit too far behind in the production. This is not the crispest Zealot timing, but oh my god, it's so well hidden. The Ling finally coming in, but he hasn't seen the move out. There we go. Okay, he sees it. He sees it. Dark is going to have to scramble. He's making 9 Hydras. He has to pull everything to the natural. Don't fight out front. He needs to run away from the third. Oh, he's going to try and defend in the mineral line. That ain't going to work. I don't think that's going to work. The Queen's in the mineral line trying to hang on. Oh, man. Zerglings. I do like this surround on just those 2 Zealots on the south. Most of the Zealots are stuck behind each other. The Zealots should try to split up a little bit more here. Come around the other side of the mineral line, perhaps. Maybe do some hold position micro here. Yeah, he's using hold position to try and kill the drones. The Spore Crawler, the drone hold position, the Queen's trying to buy time. Is he actually going to be able to hold on? Good mineral line stacking, but dude, the drones need to tank for those Hydras. He's going to try and pull the drones away. Pull the drones away. You can't let them get focused too hard. Already 8 drones and a lot of Queens going down. Units lost tab 3-1 in favor of Hero. Of course, this was not an all-in. Hero has a 4th base. He's only just started probing, so it was pretty well committed. But I think it's done enough damage to give him a solid transition. He's going Blink, which it can work against Hydras. Got to be careful committing into Hydras, though. He's got +1 attack, so the Zerglings are getting 2-shot. Zealot's struggling to get surface area, actually, with the Hydras in the spine. That was a very good hold for Dark. Yeah, against a big ball of Hydras together, the Zealots start to lose their efficacy. Robo's on the way. I always feel like splash damage against Hydras is cool, but I think Hero feels, and he's probably correct, that he has enough of an advantage that he can just wear him down with gateway units. And he'll probably slowly add some Colossus or something off a single Robo. But yeah, Double Forge tells us, I mean, he's just obsessed with Double Forge lately, let's be honest. He even played a Triple Forge game recently, which was one of the funniest things I've seen in a while. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I can make about 50 arguments by even in a game where it works that there was a better option. But it was cool. It was awesome. It was great for the fans. It was great for my entertainment. And I love that Hero is always willing to experiment. Zealots on the south, Stalkers in the north. That's not enough Hydras to defend that. Oh god, he's getting overwhelmed. In the north, the Stalkers are microing very well. This is a distraction. It's the Zealots that are doing the real damage. 5 workers going down, a spine, and 5 Hydras. Massive damage for Hero. Stalkers coming in from the right. The Oracle tagging those units. The drones are getting slaughtered. The Hydra count getting whittled down as well. And as we said, he feels like he can do it with just gateway units, and he's got 1-1. No upgrades for Dark. Dark is in the doo-doo right now, and he's going to have to get his hands dirty. He's going to have to start scooping that pooey water out of his ship because it is sinking. Stalkers trying to blink back, and they are doing a great job of it. No Stalkers going down in that engagement. Still 2-1 in the units lost, and Hero is taking a 5th base. He's on 83 probes, 2 2s on the way. A second Robo starting up. No Robo Bay just yet. Maybe thinking about Immortals in preparation for potential Lurkers. Lair-Tech Lurkers, something that Dark is crazy enough to do. I don't think I've seen a European make Lair-Tech Lurkers in about 5 years, but Dark is one for doing crazy strategies. Not to say that Dark is European, but just to contrast, the conservative players literally never do it, is the point that I'm making there. Is he building a 3rd Robo now? Oh my god. 3rd Robo, Robo Bay, and Templar Archives on the way. 2-2's almost finished. I mean, Dark's surviving right now, but he's surviving simply to die at a later date. You know, he's trying to hold on. He's like, we've got to hold the line on a different map elsewhere. The Zerg army will succeed. But that's not how StarCraft works in a best of 7 series. Wouldn't it be cool if you play 7 games and like you stack up how much you win and lose in each game? So it's not really a best of 7, it's just a 7-game series, and like there's like some sort of point equation where if you really crush in one game, you get more points. This is a really dumb idea that would not work in a competitive format, but just a fun idea. Bit of amusing there. Hydra's chasing him back. Dude, those Stalkers are damaged. Careful, Hero. Get him out. Let those shields regen, mate. 3 Colossus building right now. A Zealot drop heading up north. 2-2 is about to finish. +3 attack does start. And Dark is just hanging on because, well, why not? You're going to hang in there. Now, what went wrong in this series? Dark started pretty well, not really getting supply blocked too much. However, his opening build order was a little suboptimal. I know that's no surprise to anyone. That's how Dark plays. But he built his 4th Queen earlier than he needed to, and that did delay a bunch of drones. The biggest one, though, was the Queens being out of position in the main for the early Oracles put in behind. Then the Adepts came in the natural, got another 3 drones. And, you know, it was the Void Ray. I think that alone was recoverable, but then you had the Void Ray getting 3 Overlords and the Stalkers killing an Overlord on this side of the map. At a point where Dark needed to be droning to 60 workers, he was stuck on like 40, 50 workers for a long time. Hero simply got ahead. You add to that just 3 different things he got ahead on early, and then he tricked in with the Zealots. The fact that Dark's even alive is a testament to Dark's skill, but it just goes to show it really is about the early game. And this is the picture-perfect example of what happens in Hero vs. Dark series, is Hero gets miles ahead in the early game. Dark still makes it a vaguely competitive game. This game, I would say, vaguely is probably even way too much credit we're giving him. He's dead. His Vipers are trying to get energy, but they're not going to do anything. I mean, the Vipers are like, quick, get energy. There's High Templar with Storm and feedback. There's no way he gets anything done here. You just have to clean up your opening. When Dark can have a not terrible opening versus Hero, I think he's got a really good shot. It's just that so elusive. So very elusive. Hatchery gets sniped. I like the pullback here. He's got to get the High Templar in front of the Colossi to feed back those Vipers. If he can do that, he's good. Even if he doesn't, I think with all this Psystorm, he should be okay. Great Storms. Great Storms! What are you even abducting into? Those Colossus could start to step back if they want to. One of them does get out of there. And there's no Prism for Zealot warp-ins, it looks like. He's just going to warp in Zealots on the top. Colossus Stalker does pull back, but doesn't matter how you trade, really. Hero is still trading efficiently, but he doesn't even need to. He's up 30 work. Well, 23 workers. Stalker Colossus looking great. They're going to go down eventually, but at what cost? Zealots have run in the right side. They're cleaning up the 3rd base, putting Dark back to no economy whatsoever. Zealots trading even on the Roaches. +2 attack, soon to have +1 armor. Zerg upgrade's pretty good for Dark, considering how bad off he's been. Then you contrast them with the Protoss upgrades, which are about to be 3-3, and you realize, oh me, oh my, Dark is dead. Nice game 1 there for Hero. Alright guys, going into game 2, Dark going for a 16 hatch this time. Taking the gamble, thinking Hero won't try to block him twice in a row since it failed the first game, but Hero, 13 pylon once again. Goes for the gateway. Dark has to take his 3rd base this time. So he could have built that drone 10 seconds earlier, guys. This is something Dark does. You'll notice when Raynor plays in this scenario and he gets blocked, he immediately starts a 17th drone, and then he takes the 3rd hatch at the exact same moment that Dark does. But because Dark just runs the drone there and then places it when his drone's here, he then has to wait to mine the extra 50 minerals before he builds it. It's funny because it's so basic. Yes, it is an update on the scoreboard there as well. That's Dark in his element, mate. Dude, he's so... How is he so good? I'm always floored by it. It's amazing, man. And like I've always said as well, that Dark is actually scary after an early game like the last game, where he loses a few Overlords, a bunch of drones. It feels like he hits his most surprising all-ins when he's taken a bunch of damage, and he's like, oh, YOLO! And he just always catches Hero off guard. So I remember I've cast so many best of 5s in the last year, where Hero is destroying him in the early game, wins game 1. Destroying him in the early game, game 2. Dark surprises him with a Baneling Bust and kills him. Game 3, Hero's destroying him in the early game. Dark surprises him with a Nidus Worm despite being way behind and gets him. And then you're looking at this series where Hero has won the early game so decisively 3 games in a row and is down 1-2. And you're like, what am I even looking at right now? Like, And I'm sure Hero could just be a little bit better at scouting those all-ins and blocking them. And Hero would more often than not come back and win the series. But the number of times they play 3-2 in Hero's favor, 4-3 in Hero's favor, if it's a best of 7, they're always so close. I don't remember the last time I saw these guys just 3-0 the other one. It's very, very rare. That being said, when Hero can scout those all-ins, he's more than a match for Dark. And Dark has shown very little interest in optimizing his early game. And until he does that, I think Hero, who's got very good early build orders and very good mixture of both macro and aggression, Hero does definitely come in as the favorite. That's funny because if you interview the players, I've talked to both of them many times and they both say they hate playing against each other. Dark says, it's just stressful. Hero always catches him off guard, and Hero does tend to beat him more often than not, and so he's kind of a nemesis. Hero says he actually feels like Dark is just so stressful to play against, though, because he can never predict what's going to happen next. Whereas other Zergs, he usually can read what they're going to do. But with Dark, he feels like there is nothing he can take for granted. And he said that it actually stresses him out. And he says, like, normally he's the player who's trying to frustrate the opponent, catch them off guard, be the kind of annoying guy. And because Dark kind of turns the tables on him, he just doesn't like playing against Dark. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like he's out of his element. All right. Full saturation on 2 base. A few more Zerglings are building. Dark on 34 workers here. Does need to build a few Overlords ahead of time. He's going for a Spore Crawler in that 3rd base. Only 1 Queen there. Oh no, his other Queen's a bit south. He does see the Oracle though. I think he's going to be ready this time, as long as he doesn't have any drones on that 3rd. Oh, I wouldn't have minded a bit of a drone pool, but great Queen movement. Great Queen movement. Losing 2 drones is not too bad. He does leave the lava exposed, and oh, drone does get out. Nicely done. Lings are going to come in, but the Adepts are well placed. Doesn't want to fight that just yet. Good focus down the battery if he sees it, though. 15 Lings on the other side of the map is a lot of aggression. He's only now building Overlords and drones. Dark sacrificed a lot of economy to get this many Zerglings out, not to mention... Yeah, nice battery cancel for Hero. Yeah, you get a probe. Oh, he's trying to lure the Adepts out. He's like, if I can lure the Adepts out, these Lings can come in as well. Dark being very tricksy right now. Charge and +1 are on the way again. Hero's been doing this so often, I feel like there has to be an all-in that kills this because he's not going Blink. I think the secret for Dark in this series might be going back to some big Roach Queen shoves. Zealots are not great at defending that. Stalkers are very good because they can micro back with battery support. Zealots, on the other hand, are kind of like a, hey, we charge and we overwhelm. And if we don't have the numbers, we don't overwhelm. And we kind of don't look like good units. You don't want, 1 man with a sword to try to bum rush 3 guys with guns. Doesn't matter if they're using muskets or rifles. Even the musket guys are going to take down the 1 man with a sword. And it's kind of the way the Zealots go up against Roaches and Queens. 5 more gateways on the way. That'll take him to 9 gate Zealot. This is the same build order for all intensive purposes. He hasn't pulled off gas in the main, but he has taken the fake gas at the front. Oh, he doesn't see any stalkers or gases on the 3rd. Dark might start to feel his spidey senses tingle a little bit as the Adepts move out to deny his vision. Now, wait a second. There was only 2 Oracles this game. Where's the other one? Oh, the other one's in the back. Well, only 2 drones died this game, so Dark's had a smoother early game. He's going Hydroden again. He's going straight Hydroden again? Roach Hydra. Wow. Old school, baby. Good Lings around, but the Adept Shade will save at least a few of these Adepts. 2 Adepts do get out. Uh-oh. He's taking a bunch of damage, though. Forces the Zealot warp in, though. This is good for Dark. Kill the Adepts, run away, and now you know... Oh, well, they're coming through the middle. There's already another wave coming. Oh, God, he's trying to wall off. Oh, no, not like this. The Evo Chamber goes down. Hero should just click on that Evo Chamber and surround the Queens. Surprising that he didn't do that. That would have instantly died. But I guess he says drones are in the open. Let's just go after that. We'll force you into the open this way, mate. Zealot's trying to stop him getting back to the choke point. Oh, I like the way he charged to surround. Nice micro. The way Hero tried to charge to block the retreat was absolutely brilliant. Oracle in the main does a stasis trap. Dark did dodge that. But this is a big problem for him right now. 11 Roaches against 19 Zealots. The 3 Queens only offer so much support. The drones being forced to hold position to obstruct some of those Zealots. Transfuses are nice. The Roach count is gathering. The Oracle in the back still just chilling for now. As Hero takes a 4th base, starts probing, and starts taking a 2nd Forge behind this. But man, to get caught by the same build 2 games in a row, it just tells you hey, we're not doing something right here. Our openings need to be smoother. And that's not something that's easy to fix against a guy like Hero, who's got very dynamic aggression and harassment coming at you all early game. Uh-oh. Oh man, these Zealots once again finding the roaches in the open. Roach speed's done though. +1's not quite there. A few Ravager morphs would have been really good. Those roaches are getting overwhelmed. The Queen is going to get taken down by these Zealots on the south. The roaches did start to turn that fight in their favor, and Hero wisely backs out of this. What started as a very good fight turns very bad for him in the tail end. Blink is not quite ready, but he is making Stalkers, and that should allow him to defend the Roach counterattack. No 4th base on the way just yet for Dark. I wouldn't mind him retaking that. He's building nothing but Roaches right now. No Queens. He has no Queen. He's all in. He's all in right now. Dark is going for it. Oh man, Blink isn't ready. He focuses down 3 Stalkers. If you have enough Roaches to one-shot Stalkers, batteries don't really matter that much. Now as he kites backwards, he's got more Roaches rallying forward. Unfortunately, his production sucks. He's trying to build Hydras, but they don't have upgrades. Roaches would be the better investment right now. Oracle with its energy, and the Zealots and the Stalkers will hold this, and that looks like it's pretty much game over. The Roaches are trying to fight, but man, that's a wild choice right there. I mean, he's desperate. He doesn't really have another option. He can't run away because the Stalkers, the Oracle, are doing so much damage, man. That is brutal. Dark still on 55 workers against 66. Dark still has only 0 Queens and a few Hydras to shoot up. Oracle realizes, hey, there's no Queens, but does get taken out. 4th base will get transferred to. The main, of course, needs to get transferred to. Usually about 8:30 to 9 minutes each game. Lovely transfer there from Hero. Perfectly. Sending 8 of them away. Did he just send... How oversaturated was his natural? Guys, was his natural on 23 workers? He just sent 7 workers out of his natural. I think that was very oversaturated. Good he fixed that up. A little bit of inefficiency, but uncharacteristic to have that base oversaturated at that point. Robo's on the way, 2-2 making. The Stalkers and the Stasis Traps just going to be annoying to play against. Hero is all over this early game, man. And this Zealot opening can cause big problems. I really wonder... I mean, I feel like Dark's probably just going to all in him in the next game. Because right now, he's not getting any respect from Hero. And Dark's silly all-ins have always been the best part of his game. Dark macroing is so bad because his early game's not clean. He needs to have his opponent scared before he plays a macro game. Right now, he's just getting overrun. You know, Hero's just not afraid of him. And that's why Dark needs an all-in to work in Game 3, or I think he's probably just going to get 4-0'd in this series. It's rare that that happens. I would never count out Dark. The man does not get tilted. A lot of Zergs lose hope in this scenario. Dark will keep fighting till the bitter end, and it will not affect his mentality one tiny bit. The man is made of sterner stuff than most of us. Stalkers in the bottom right, blinking back. Zealots continuing to filter in. Hero feels like any trade is a good trade right now, and I have to agree. 3 Zealots for 1 drone. Maybe not the best example of a good trade, guys. I love how I say that, and he's instantly like, I'm going to trade 300 minerals for 50. And I'm like, okay, not that one. All the other ones, good. Good trades. This one, not good this one. 3rd Robo's on the way. We've got a 4th base. Guys. Look at the base Hero's taking. What? I mean, he knows he's got the game in the bag. This is almost like a get out Dark. If Dark sees that base, I bet you he leaves the game instantly. Oh, +2 attack denied as well. 2-1 against +1. Oh, man. Yeah, Roach Hydra is not a comeback composition, dude. 2-2 upgrades are finished, so it's a 3 upgrade advantage right now. Immortals are being built 3 at a time that will cleanse the Roaches. And this is like the single Mutalisk that Dark made the other day and flew through his opponent's main base. The opponent didn't know he'd got a Spire up. He just makes a single Muta, flies it through their main, kills 1 SCV, and flies away. And we're like, is he insulting him? Is he? What's he doing? Good to have a bit of fun when your opponent's hanging in the game. The Roach Hydra there, trying to start a step back, but he's so overwhelmed, man. That there's no comeback play here. It's a heavy dose of copium for Dark. Not an exciting start to this series, unfortunately. I would have loved to see like a real hard fight. I mean, Dark came into this with a stellar previous performance. I won't spoil it since we've cast it just recently and people sometimes watch things out of order on the channel, but Dark had a few really fun series. I cast so many games of Dark in the last couple of weeks. I mean, every week we're casting new fun Dark games, but it's especially impressed with his performance recently. Hero's got his number today, though. 7 Immortals, 8 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, and a bunch of Zealots coming forward. I think that is more than enough to push through. Hero is not going to give time for you to tech up. Dark is stuck on Roach Hydra, trying to survive. The drone's coming out, the Roach Hydra there as well. Dark has to tap out. Alright. Well, the series is looking rough. It's time to dig deep and pull out the memes. Dark in the top right side of Alcyon. Hero in the bottom left, who has not scouted this game. And interestingly yet, normally he goes gas first when he doesn't scout. But this time he's going gate into gas. You know why? Because he knows Dark goes for gold base on this map. Hero's going to go Cybercore before Nexus. And then he's going to, he's going Cybercore before Nexus. He's going to chrono 2 Adepts across to kill any drones that go there. This is... Oh, he's even going 2 gate! Oh no, Dark, you're in so much trouble, man. Oh, it's going to be so hard for him to mine off this gold base. Hopefully the Overlord goes in deep enough and sees that second gate or sees the Adepts coming out. Because it's going to be rough pressure to deal with, man. That gold base is so exposed. Now, if you're a Dark fan, he's about to pull drones. You want him to pull like 5 drones at most, preferably less. Oh, he's not pulling any? Okay, only 4 drones. Okay, that's good if you're a Dark fan. If you pull like 8 drones down there and then these 2 Adepts arrive, it ruins your day because that's so much of your mining just being wasted by the denial. But 4 drones, 5th drone comes down. I think it's acceptable. I think he can handle it, maybe. It's definitely a messy, stressful situation. Nexus goes down, so it's second gate, Cybercore, then a Nexus, and only then the pylon goes down. And yeah, there we go. 2 Adepts come in. We should have double chrono for them. There we go, 100 energy right now. And he wants to do it at the exact same time. Double chrono, Dark goes, ooh, okay. Okay. Luckily for him, Ling speed is exceptionally early. I'm realizing that this base is always somewhat under threat, and at least he's getting a bit of benefit out of that base initially. He wants to break these rocks as quickly as possible before the Adepts arrive so his queens can get out behind the mineral line to cover that base. Third hatchery does go down, 6 Zerglings on the way. So that's going to be a total of 10 Zerglings coming out. Adepts going to the right side. He's shading in towards the main. Remember, he doesn't have to attack the gold. He could attack the other base. Oh, Dark! Okay, if he lost 2 drones, that would have been a huge mistake, but losing 1 is acceptable. It's not great, but it is acceptable. Remember, the Stargate will be very late, so he should cancel that Spore. Okay, Adepts coming in from the other side now. Queen will quickly reposition. Wait, is he putting a second queen in the main? Wait, he never built a second queen! Oh, was that on purpose? He might have delayed the queen in the main on purpose. I don't know if that's a mistake or not. It's expensive either way. Oh man, 2 Adepts coming in from either side. Oh, this is so well done by Hero. Oh, Hero excellently gets 3 more drones. But wait, 2 Lings snuck in and just killed 4 probes. Oh my god, Hero just got wrecked by a 2 Zergling run by. Oh my god, I thought he would be so far ahead. But Dark waited with 2 Zerglings, knowing after the 3rd and 4th Adept move out, there wouldn't be anything else building. And he gets in there and kills just as many workers. Dark, you Chad gamer. He's like, you committed more to this and we got the same damage. Obviously, he's not stabilized yet, though. Ling speed is done. He needs a lot of Zerglings to surround these Adepts and get rid of them. He's focus firing the weak one. Loses another drone. 1 Adept will fall to that Queen. Lings are surrounding. The Adepts still going deep in the face of Dark, forcing him to mass Zerglings. As Hero, you know you've forced a lot of Zerglings. All you should be doing is shading away, but he shades deeper because he's a madman who wants to kill as much as he can. Oh, he could have focused a few more drones there, but he's going to recall, saves 3 of them, which is the better call. Saving the units, like I said, is the most important thing because you forced mass Zergling out of him. Now, as Hero, all you need to do is keep it in your pants. You've done massive damage. He's got a gold base. You made him build 1 billion Zerglings. He's super behind. Dark is going to hide his Zerglings, surround all the Adepts, kill them, and then win the game with the Baneling Bust. Wait, what? That's a crazy fight for Dark to take. Dark! Oh god, I called that way too early. No way, he's dead. That's so bad for Dark, guys. That was... Like, there is no space to surround the Adepts there. He thought, maybe I can surround those Adepts. I understand why he did it. He's a bit desperate. But after losing all those Lings, now he's in a disastrous position. Like I said, Baneling Nest is on the way. So he's planned to do a Baneling all-in. But Glaive Adepts counters this build, especially with 5 gateways coming in. Hero is all over it. The efficiency is off the charts. Especially considering you're denying gold mining and forcing him to be on lower workers than you this whole time. That's very rough for Dark. Dark's income is actually still ahead in minerals, believe it or not. But with the 4th gas coming up, Hero will have, of course, a lot more tech coming in. And more importantly, Glaive Adepts beat Zerglings. He knows about the Banelings. He's just got to spread. 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 Oh! Hero trying to be a little greedy there. Tries to pull back to the choke point. You know what? It wasn't as bad for Dark as it could have been. Oh, he commits to the shade. Why? Hero is crazy. Oh my god, Hero committing to the shade here. He's really going for broke. Okay. Oh my god, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Oh, Banelings get a few hits on him. He does shade in behind the main. I thought Hero would just get out of here. I think maybe he was thinking about recalling and then he realized his recall was off cooldown. He's diving the gold at the same time. He's so ahead on economy, but he's running into the meat grinder right now because he's worried about the gold base. Hero feels like he needs to do more damage, and whilst he is getting some damage, he's got to be careful. If those Banelings hit you when you're clumped up, they get massive value. The Banelings detonate. They don't quite hit the Adept in the back, but that's okay. 4 drones end up going down. Units lost tab is pretty even on both sides. This should be good for Hero because he's up 10 workers. He's just got to be careful right now because he's leaning into the aggression. This next fight has to be efficient. He needs to not throw these units away. He needs to focus on efficiency. He's not doing that. He's YOLOing. Okay, he gets 2 Zerglings. That's good micro. Cancel the shade. Hang on the watchtower. This keeps Dark uncomfortable. He can't dislodge you. You've got more Adepts on the right side with the Prism, which can harass the gold, go to the main. This might be a checkmate. If Hero can just keep these Adepts alive for a minute later, keep exerting pressure, Dark cannot deal with this efficiently. Gets the Queen, picks up all 4 Adepts and saves him, but oh, he lets this shade finish on the left. Big mistake there for Hero. Does throw 5 more Adepts away. I mean, he's keeping Dark down in the dumps economically. He's going charge Templar Archive, so he's going to be going, charge Immortal Archon in the follow-up. The Adepts take out a few more Zerglings, picks up, goes back to this side, warps in even more Adepts on the front. Dark on 36 workers. He's up against the wall, desperately trying to survive. That gold base income is barely keeping him in this game right now, but only barely. Luckily for him, Hero does not have a third. It is an absolutely scrappy poop shoot of a match. It is a mess for both sides. But Hero is the one in the driver's seat. He's the one who, even though it's 7.5 minutes, he hasn't started the third. He's got the production coming up. He's got the forward Adepts trading very well. He's picking off so many workers in this game. And look at that, even doing some Adept shuffles. And he's just going to keep picking them up. Oh, he's going to try and warp it in the middle of the fight. Mad Dog Hero does make a better decision at the end. He should have just saved those 4 Adepts, but he's getting a bit excited, isn't he? He's going to have to move out and take that third base. He's building a few more gateways here. Looks like he will move out. I think it's a 2-base all-in from him. I don't think he needs to 2-base all-in. He should probably push forward with the Archon, the Immortal Zealot, just to scare Dark. But yeah, that third is so very late, and that does put him in a bit of an awkward position. With charge finishing, I actually think a Zealot drop might be more effective than an Adept drop at this stage. There's only 4 Queens, 11 Roaches, 2 Banelings, 16 Zerglings. Dark is in a terrible spot. No lair started, no Evo chamber. The man is stuck massing units and basically hoping that Hero attacks into him, or he can surprise Hero with like a Roach Bane. Just no Roach speed, no Baneling speed. Roach Bane is not really a thing in this matchup. Oh, hey, he gets 4 drones for 2 Adepts, man. This is good. It's really good. The Nexus is on the way. He's not actually probing it. Oh, he is doing a 2-base all-in. But wait, why is he making a +1 but not making probes? Hero's a bit confused about his strategy right now. He's kind of doing... RoboBay third and upgrades are all investment in a long-term game plan, as well as Observer, but he's not building probes and he's attacking, so he's kind of stuck in between 2 worlds. The Archon Immortal looking good, though. Oh, the Archon Immortal just do not care about those Banelings, mate. They do not care about those Banelings at all, and he's going to Zealot warp it in the back at the same time. Hero says, yeah, I'm between 2 worlds because I can macro and attack at the same time, pig, you idiot. And I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Really well played. Those Roaches don't have Roach speed. Dark just can't punish him. Hero up 3-0. Just momentum, chaos, stepping into danger, and walking right through the flames. Hero looking so good in this series. All right, well, things just are not going his way. Dark in the bottom left side of the map. Down 0-3. Hero just had his number. Knew he was going to go for the gold base. Dark being a little bit too predictable in that last map, allowing Hero to get momentum with the 2-gate opening. Beautiful Adept pressure. And remember, Hero lost 4 probes to 2 Zerglings. If he noticed those Zerglings, and doesn't lose 4 probes there, think about how far ahead he is. Because that was very early in the game. 4 workers was a massive amount of damage for that stage. They were both at about 20 workers at that point. But Hero still comes out on top of that 2-gate pressure into the Glaive Adept. Dark does get his 16 hatchery down this time around, but he just has not been able to contest Hero's openings. Hero's looking so tight in the early game recently, so all over the openings, and Dark has not been able to do that. Shout out to Dark, by the way, for recently being picked up by Talon Esports. I believe that was just announced after this tournament was played, the Masters Coliseum. But he's going to be representing them over in Katowice. Good to see a big Valorant team picking him up. Probe harassing there. We got a Cybercore on the way. 3 workers on gas tells us that Hero does want to play Stargate this game. And he's being a nuisance with that probe harass, bouncing Dark's drones around, forcing some inefficiency with his mining. He's inside the mineral line. Okay, but only a little bit. Yeah, I remember a few weeks ago Dark killed the probe, and you can tell Hero is a little bit more cautious because of that, but still so annoying. Two Zerglings, 2 Queens on the way for Zerg. Hero will be going for an Adept. Oh, a second pylon was slightly delayed, but no chrono. Interesting. Is he just chronoing probes? Ooh, super economy style. So he's just going to full chrono probes. Very defensive style from Hero this game. And that will give Dark at least the chance to do an uninterrupted macro game for the first time this series. Yeah, there'll be Oracles. Yeah, there'll eventually be 2 Adepts, but they're not going to be hitting with the same pressure. He's going to have just a little bit more time to build those Queens, those Overlords, those Zerglings, and manage it just right. People were asking about how to submit games. It needs to actually fall. If you guys want to submit replays for one of the shows where I cast people's replays, you can't just put any replay in for salt mines. It actually needs to have the person, saying some angry stuff. Just a heads up. You guys can see over on my website. If you guys just link ! website in my Twitch chat, pigstarcraft.com is the URL. And you guys can go over to the submit your replays section. It's got a little bit of a description for all of my regular shows and how you can submit for those. If you guys want me to roast your replays or anything like that, we don't do those shows all that regularly, but when we do, they're pretty fun. The roasts don't normally go on YouTube, but I feel like I should. They're kind of brutal, but kind of hilarious at the same time. Adept shading forwards. Oh! Canceling the shade. Oracle trying to slide in behind the right side. Dark is going to block it. Dark was kind of counting on this Oracle doing some damage because he's been supply blocked on 51 out of 52 for a while, but the Oracle kills 2 drones, allows him to build a few more units. He still hasn't realized and built an Overlord. Luckily, the 3rd hatchery on supply blocks him. He still has not started an Overlord, my lord. Dark. Got to fix that macro if we want to be able to beat Hero in these games. I mean, the Oracle is deep in the red, so 2 drone kills is not that great for it. But yeah, he's going 6 Queens and a pretty early double Spore. And now he's finally building those Overlords as well, but a little slow on his droning for sure. Hero's finding ways to get ahead. In this scenario, it's not as far ahead because Dark will eventually macro correctly, but the Void Ray does find itself an Overlord. It's going to come back and get that 2nd Overlord. Let's see if Dark, this time he does pull that Overlord back. He hasn't pulled this guy back though, so the Void Ray might find that later on. That was the mistake from game 1, remember? Leaving the Overlords out. It's unfortunate that Dark is once again losing a few of these units. 7 Roaches are building. Oh, he's doing a Queen Walk. It's a Queen Walk. Oh, he's going old school, baby. Not a bad idea, guys. He's moving across there with 6 Queens. All 6 of them. 7 Roaches, 12 Zerglings on the way behind it. The Oracles are going to come in, as will the Adepts, but there's no drones on that 3rd. And seeing that, Hero's going to realize, oh god, oh god, oh god. Cancels the shade. He needs to go home. Batteries need to go up in the natural, as well as the 3rd. Because he might just attack the natural. You can't just build batteries at the 3rd. Uh-oh. He's not reacting just yet. Massling on the way behind this. The Ravagers are morphing. So many Ravagers coming forward. Those Queens are arriving. The Void Ray caught a little bit far out front. Immortals are trying to build right now. There's only 2 gateways. At 5.5 minutes, still only being on 2 gateways. The 3rd and 4th are just finishing. He will be able to warp in 4 Stalkers at a time in a moment. He's going to go for sentries to start. That Void Ray taking a ton of damage. He's got to pull it out of there. The Void Ray's going to go down. Great catch there to start things off for Dark. The Oracle comes forward. Finally, remember I said you can't play a macro game. You have to get Hero's respect. You need to make him afraid of you. Dark has decided, yes, I do. He's going for one of the most classic all-ins. It's tried, tested, and true. Hitting at the 5.5 minute mark with a massive Ravager Link Queen. He's scared of force fields right now. Oh, Hero a little slow on those force fields. The Biles take down both batteries. A couple Ravagers do go down, but the last air unit falls. A second Immortal's about to pop. He's going to have to pull probes. That is not a good feeling when you have to pull probes. He's got battery overcharge energy available, I believe, and it's definitely off cooldown, but there's no batteries. They keep getting taken out before he can overcharge. Hero's got 2 Immortals and not much else. The Stalkers from the third base, F2 over and get surrounded by the Lings. The Cannons on the third, not able to help out, because that Robo is going to go down. He's trying to make Zealots to deal with these Zerglings. Oh, the mass surround is good. The Robo will go down, and Dark, with a classic Queen Walk, catches him with his pants down. A nice play by Dark, finally mixing it up with some massive aggression and finding the mark. All right, guys, he's got a game under his belt now. He does have to go take that third base. Gets the 16 hatchery down there and then builds the drone the Dark way. Going to see the gateway into the Cybercore down here. Now, this one I'm not a big fan of, guys, because the choke point is on the outside of the wall. It should be on the inside. That pylon, if it's down a space, I much prefer this wall. So this one I'm not as big of a fan of for Hero. Imagine if he gets Queen Walked again, and he's got to try to get units in from his third to his natural or back and forth. They have to go around his wall in, where they're just getting surrounded and swarmed by Ravager Ling. Whereas if it's on the inside of your wall, you can kind of move in and out a little bit safer. You can rotate between those bases much smoother. Now, don't get me wrong, Queen Walk 2 games in a row seems a bit silly, but Dark might try the Chadray Annihilator, the Queenling Nidus. He might try the Ling Bane Bust. He did it on Alcyon, but he was so desperate in that scenario because of the early game. And he didn't even end up getting a chance to commit because he was just stuck on the defense. I do think he could mix in some of those favorite all-ins of his. I know Dark has a +1 melee, kind of 50 drone, maybe 53 drone one, where he takes a 4th base and swamps you with Ling Bane at the same time. It's kind of weird because it's not that committed compared to his all-ins, but it's just so surprising and hard to read. Oh, you know, that is a good choke point in terms of it's very easy to position an Adept in there. So I kind of like that he created a thicker choke point here. Downside is the Cybercore is easily snipeable. The other downside is, like I said, the choke point's on the wrong side. Advantages and disadvantages to just about every decision in StarCraft. Probe's moving home right now. I'd like to see, you know, I wouldn't mind Hero just dominate the early game and just finish Dark off. Because I do think Hero, you can tell he's very dedicated to his openings and his practice. For those who don't know, Dark is only 28. He hasn't done his military service yet. Hero is 31 years old. He's one of the oldest gamers in Korea. DRG is only about a year older than him, I believe. He's the oldest right now in the active top 20 players in the world. Maru's 26, Cyril is 25. MaxPax is only 19 for context. MaxPax is the youngest player up there in the top 20. By a long shot. Oh, Adept gets surrounded and taken down. Nice catch there for Dark. A bit sloppy from Hero. Maybe a bit worried about all-ins coming. Felt he needed to go a bit deeper to scout. And letting that Adept go down is a problem. Ling speed is finishing at 330. 2 Adepts are out. He's got the second gateway in front of the pylon, reinforcing that wall off. 1 Adept will shade out there. The Lings are staying out of vision, though. And that's a dead probe. 1 Zergling for the probe. Well worth it. Queens are in position with the Queen on the high ground as well. Oh, this is a problem. Hero. Oh, I thought he was going to lose that. Good micro by Dark, but also at least Hero gets 3 drones and keeps it alive. But you don't want to do that multiple times and end up losing all the hit points on your oracles. You want to have a little bit more tankiness available. Back on the age thing, I think Raynor and Clem are almost the same age, guys. They both turned 16 in 2018. We're in 2024 now. So they're both about 22 years old. Turning 22 this year. Oracle's going to hide down there. Bailey Nest up to the north. 14 Zerglings are building. This looks like a Bane Bust, right? This looks like a Bane Bust. Yeah, he's on 3 gas. Barely any drones on the 3rd. Okay, Hero needs to see this. Hero's got 3 oracles. There's a queen and a spore here, which should be enough to deflect this. He's got like 3 queens in the main as well. Nothing on the side of the natural. The lings are distracting him as well, which is really annoying for him to deal with. He's about to find out. He's about to find out, but oh, he just moved into the middle. He's getting surrounded. Hero's getting surrounded by the lings in the middle. Losing these adepts would be a disaster. Oracle C, no mining on that base. He needs to drop emergency shield batteries right now. The adepts do shade away. Sorry, guys, for the shaky camera work. Oracles need to get home as well. Oracle gets a massive stasis trap in the main. These adepts are not well positioned right now. They need to pull back into the choke point a little bit. That front one is so exposed. He does shuffle it back a little bit better there. Where are those oracles? He's looking for a Nidus Worm right now. He thinks it's a Nidus Worm, but there's no lair. His hatchery tech build. Uh-oh. Hero leaving his oracle idle. Dark, funnily enough, has gone back to droning. Dark realized he'd been scouted. And he has made Hero panic a little bit. Hero taking a 3rd and 4th gas. Oh, 5 more drones go down. Nicely done. Hero, well done on the micro there. Yeah, I think those adepts escaping. Dark's... No, he's going for it again. He's droning, but he's also Bane busting at the same time. So he's basically saying, look, I'm droning, and I just want to kill all the probes on your 3rd. So he's going to run south to cut off the retreat. If he goes in from this side of the middle line, there's no way he catches them. But if he runs in between and cuts off the runaway, that could be huge. Lings are coming across. Unfortunately for him, Hero stumbles into his side of the map and sees the rally of Zerglings. Oracle will see these Banelings coming in. He's slow to run. Hero's too busy microing elsewhere. He's microing his adepts right now. He's not watching. Oh, no. 16 probes go down. Make it 17. Fantastic execution there by Dark. Hiding the Banelings and then just brings enough Lings to come home while the Banelings run in and do the damage. That was some great damage. Dark's economy build-up has sucked this game. So he's not away scot-free. He's just started the 4th base, but he can drone up a little bit harder. And Hero is famous for not probing properly when he's under pressure and just going all in. And Hero's doing just that. He's not even rebuilding his probes. He literally is not building any probes. He's just saying, fine, I'll do a blink all in. And against +1 melee Zerglings, that does kind of counter a blink all in. Oracle's going to dive the natural. Sees a lot of drones on that 3rd base. He knows that Dark is way ahead of him on the mining. He's making charge and sentries. Okay, this makes no sense. What are we doing? I guess sentries stop Banelings and armor? Then he started armor, he cancelled armor. Now he's probing Hero! What are you doing, mate? You can't just not probe for a minute after losing a mineral line and then decide to play a macro game. Oh my god, Hero, he's such a confounding mixture of the most amazing early game ever into the dumbest decisions. There's just no, why would you do this? Now he's building a cannon. Why would you make a cannon? Are you all in or are you defending? He can't make up his mind. I'm pulling my hair out. Sorry, a bit of frustration carry over from the other day where there was a very frustrating game that Hero played, which, I mean, people have been talking about it all week and how it made absolutely no sense, and there was no excuses for the decision-making he did, and obviously, I mean, he's the one who feels the pain even more than us, but this is so bizarre. I don't know what he's trying to achieve with this. This is it's just a random push out of a few Stalkers and Sentries. Gets all his Sentries surrounded. Dark's like, okay. I'll kill all your stuff, thanks, bro. No worries. It just makes no sense. He hasn't even saturated his 3rd. He comes in with like a random Zealot run by. I mean, it's uninspired. Hero was in a position where if he instantly reprobed, he would have been not far behind Dark. Slightly behind, but not far behind. Instead, he's doing something, and this is this weird thing where it just reminds me that Hero does not follow any sort of build orders. He is a purely intuitive player. The joy of that is Hero solves problems on a subconscious level. You can tell. There's no way you can make decisions like this if there's any conscious thought going on in your gameplay. It has to be subconscious. And that allows you to play a more fluid game than a lot of other players out there. It means you can kind of make things up on the fly and adapt a lot quicker than some other players. But it also means there's some real doozies in the mix. Some real doozies. I mean, this is a desperate all-in. And even though he's killing a few Ravagers, it's essentially a charge Zealot all-in at 9 minutes into mass Roach Ravager. He's down 22 workers. I mean, he needs to do crazy damage right now. Crazy, crazy damage. And he's not finding it. He gets his first drone kill there. Not even able to get a second before those Zealots get taken down. And Hero sitting on 50 probes. He's got a lot of gas floating as well. If he was going to do a Zealot all in, he needed to pull off gas. But he's only pulled one worker off each of those gases on the natural. Doesn't have anything to spend his gas on other than oracles. And he's going to start a Robo Bay, a second Robo, and probes. But this is plan C, not plan A or plan B. Very confusing decision-making from Hero in this game. You know, it's the kind of decision-making I usually see from someone who's been getting hammered in a series and has lost hope. And he actually finds a lot of drones here. That's really good. Oh, this is sexy. Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. He actually gets 14, 15. Oh, man. One spore on its own cannot defend 4 oracles, guys. 15 drones. My lord. Dark's economy takes a big beating, but he's already got so much army that I don't think this will matter. Yeah, so back to the point. Normally, when a player is getting bullied in a series and they really stand no chance, you'll see them start to make decisions like this because you can just tell they're tilted. They're kind of thrown off. Things keep not going their way, and they start getting really emotional and irrational and angry, and their ego is just flailing around going, my god, this game is stupid, and they start doing things that just don't add up. It's weird to see Hero up 3-1, just lose some probes to a Baneling run by, and then have this sort of reaction. If there's ever going to be a comeback, it starts with the player who's ahead tilting. And maybe that's happening right now. My god. Still no queens there. Only one spore. Uh-oh. I mean, oracles aren't cheap. These are an investment that aren't going to be that good at doing too many other things. But another 8 drones. And he's getting disruptors, which is exactly what Hero needs to do. I think a Colossus would be great. The problem is, I don't think he has enough fighting units to beat the Zerglings. I think the Zerglings can beat him alone. And disruptors won't really help against that. It depends on the Oracle energy. If the Oracles can help versus the Zerglings. He's only got enough energy on one Oracle right now. But Dark's taking his time. Dark's waiting for +2 and Adrenal to finish. If Dark can go right now, excuse me, if Dark goes right now, I don't think he can lose this game. He's coming in from multiple sides. He's so far out in the numbers, but if he gives Hero another minute, Hero will get back in this game. Dark coming with the Ravaging Bane, coming in from the north and the south at the same time. The High Templar, he's looking ready to try and feed back the Vipers, but he has to activate those morphs. And look at that, Vipers coming in. Blinding Clouds, maybe not as important as Abducts, but he abducts the Disruptors, interrupts their shots mid-air. Oracles turn on their lasers, but they do not have enough energy to defend this on their lonesome. 9 probes have already gone down. Another wave of 20 Banelings rolls in. Those roaches are going to clear the path, and the Banelings will smash right on through, getting rid of the Overcharge, the Nexus, the Stalkers, and the probes. Dark fighting back in this series and perhaps tilting his opponent. All right, guys, this series has been absolutely wild. It's a bit weird. I'm used to casting total circus clown matches between these two, as Dark does get the 15 hatchery before the probe comes in. Nicely done. I'm used to casting these matches where one player screws up really bad, or does maybe not screws up, does something weird, does something off meta, makes an odd decision, falls behind, but then the other guy does something a bit crazy and he falls behind, and you end up with this like back and forth chaos. But it feels like in these games, one player's been making a really poor decision and the other player's been playing really well. And it keeps like going back and forth. So those poor decisions are getting taken advantage of brutally, and we're not really seeing the normal Dark Hero dynamic as much. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm being a bit overly critical and negative today. Potentially. It's quite possible. I've been casting so many games this week that maybe I'm just a little bit less shocked by the newness of the strategies after watching so many long series this week. But I'm excited to see where this goes. Site Delta is a map which I don't really see too much ZvP on. Hero, I love this wall off. As much as I used to hate on it before, I don't mind it now because, once again, choke point is on the inside, closer to the 3rd base, which you normally take there. If you do take the 3rd on the other side, I'd prefer the choke point up on that top side, but I think that's fine. The gas comes down. When did this start? That started about 1:30, so it's not a particularly fast gas for Dark. I think he might just be doing a single worker on gas, the Rainer build, but no, he puts 3 workers on gas. Okay, that means the thing is, if you put 3 workers on gas, you can't really afford to make link speed and 4 queens. If Dark does both of those, it's gonna really interrupt his droning. He's forgotten an overlord. Oh, he's got to build an overlord now. Sorry, ease off the criticism, pig. Dark needs to make an overlord right now, or his build is screwed. There we go. Overlord does start. It's gonna delay a few drones popping out, but only by a little bit. Not the end of the world. Adept first, no chrono boost. It is a defensive build order. Dark has scouted this, so he should know that he does not need link speed straight away and pull off gas. He's done it. He pulled off gas. Unfortunately, he pulled to his natural, not to his main. So his main is very undersaturated right now. That being said, lava injects are coming in nice and fast. And he's going to go for that quick third base, which is a great response to a Protoss that's not chronoing adepts across the map. Stargate 3/4 of the way done there. Chrono on the probes. Looking good. Third hatchery there. Adept's going to go north. Third hatchery down the south, hanging out. We've got an Oracle building right now for Hero. Very standard stuff, nothing crazy, just denying scouting. He's got 2 Adepts out, he's kind of sending them out to deny Zergling vision. I think after seeing the 15 hatchery, 15 pool, he knows Ling speed will probably be at like 4 minutes earliest. Of course, we know it's going to be like 6 minutes when it kicks in, as it's just started. So maybe about 5:40 Ling speed will kick in. These Adepts can hang out as much as they want on this side of the map. Dark's economy looking great so far. I love that he delayed his queens, delayed his Ling speed to get the third hatchery and drone up better. I was really worried Dark would kind of botch the opening, because I've seen him botch a few of these 15 hatchery openings, but he did it really well. Like, this is pretty much exactly what I'd expect Serral to do in this scenario, and Serral is the best player with this opening in the world because he has the most experience with it by far. Even more than Eric, I'd say, at this point. 3 drones go down. Oracle is deep in the red. It feels like every game Dark is losing at least 2, often 3 drones to the first Oracle. If he could shut that down, that first Oracle, just one game, I feel like this would be so nice for him. That little opening, like if I was his coach, I'd be like, we need to block that first Oracle at all costs. Cancelled a drone that was about to pop. A new lava popped out and got killed as well. This is great usage, man. Remember, a Spore Crawler has a drone inside. Oh, he didn't stop to kill it though. He shift queued it away. Stasis Trap gets focused down. Nice defense there by Dark. All right, Dark shuts it down. Dark's going to be facing a Forged Twilight follow-up. Both went down at about 420, pretty early there. 3 drones and 2 Zerglings have died, but keep in mind, guys, red hit point Oracle and 2 green hit point Oracles by the looks of it. Sorry, I was just clicking between to figure out where they were. I'm getting old. I can't even spot the units on the minimap anymore, guys. Third Nexus is finished up. 3rd and 4th Gateway coming in. +1 attack starts up as well. Oracle gets pushed back. Lair is underway, as is a Roach Horn. 2 more gases are building as well. It's the charge build again. We're back to the start of the series, guys. We've come full circle. Has Dark learned his lesson? He's had a much better opening this time. He's taken very little damage. Only a few units against a triple Oracle opening. He's in a good position. But can he build Roaches on time? He needs to start them. If he builds them now, he's in an amazing spot. If he goes 66 drones and then builds them, he's in an okay spot. If he goes a 4th hatchery, a 5th base, a Spire, a Baneling Nest, he might just die. Or take, once again, critical damage to those Zealots. I'm on Dark's camera. Let's watch from his camera, guys. He loses a drone going to the 4th. Hero's keeping him distracted very well. Roaches are building, though. He's on 5 gas, 60 drones, so he's 3 drones short of saturating the 3 full mineral lines and the 5 gases. He transfers onto gas. 4th base goes down. He's going back to drones. Uh-oh. Stalkers in the middle of the map. He builds more Roaches. Perfect read. Those Stalkers are meant to disguise the Zealots that are coming behind it, but he's got the perfect read. Dark is on fire right now. He's looking to force that game 7. From down 0-3, Hero will be absolutely gutted if he lets this one slip away, but Dark is looking great. A perfectly safe worker lead of just 7 worker advantage into his own mass Roach. 15 Roaches are out. The Queens are in the open, though. He's got to get these units together. Uh-oh. Dark has the numbers, but he can't lose the Queens or the Oracles will cause him problems. Uh-oh. All the Queens have gone down. Oracles are causing him some issues. Roaches are starting to defend, though. And I think that's going to be a solid hold. Roach speed may not have started yet. He's got to watch out, though. He's got to split his army up. Oh, Dark does a pretty good job of that. Roaches are tanky. Remember, they have an armor, which is very good at absorbing those Zealot shots. Nice focus fire with the Adepts, though, for Hero. That Queen trying to run away, as are the drones. It's okay to take a little bit of damage here. Hero has not started probing or taking a 4th. He's still rallying more Zealots across the map. More Zealots and Oracles in the north. 5 drones going down, that's fine. He's got 13 Roaches. He's got Roach speed, melee, Baneling Nest. 4th base is resaturating right now. 3rd base, sorry, I should say. He's down a handful of workers, but against a Protoss on 3 base, that is fine. Robo goes up. Hero continuing to try and harass. 4 Oracles with a 5th one building and a large pack of Zealots in the north. Dark needs to reassert map control. He's a little spread away from his 4th base. He's got to defend that hatchery. Hero looking for a sneaky snipe. I think he's going to get it. Oh, we were not expecting this. The Oracles surprisingly don't turn their laser beams on very quickly, and he's focusing Roaches rather than Zerglings. There we go. Lets him just shoot whatever. That was a lot of Zealots to throw away. I mean, killing the 4th base is amazing because it really limits Dark's flexibility in what he can do. Dark has so few queens, only 4 of them. He needs to build a few more queens, and I'd like to see him build a macro hatchery and maybe a 5th base as well. My question always is, in this scenario, losing that 4th, even though it's an expensive trade for Hero, a lot of Zealots go down, I always wonder if it's amazing for him. Because I always feel, if I'm in the Protoss shoes, if I know they can't drone their 4th right now, most Zergs are just going to all in off 60 workers. The Oracles see the units moving forward. If you know this is coming, it's so much easier to stop. Especially, look at those Oracles banking up energy. Why is he turning his laser on to clear creep? He really needs that Oracle energy to defend this all-in that's coming. But with no anti-air, I just don't think a 60 drone all-in can beat a 5 Oracle into blink defense. There's not many Stalkers, though. 1-1 upgrades are finished right now for Protoss. Baneling's on that right side, looking ready to come in. Baneling speed is still 15 seconds out. He's going in before Baneling speed. That is a problem. The Stalkers are going to try and engage. The Zealots trying to spread backwards. Actually, they charge into the Banelings. YOLO style. Oh my god, he's not defending the mineral line. Hero! Oh no! Hero did not pull his probes away. And he does end up defending quite well against the army, though. The Oracle damage. The Oracle damage is so big, man. Dark is kind of all in right now. He needs more damage than that. All he's done is tie up the workers. I mean, arguably, he could drone behind this, but he's still massing units. The Oracles will run out of juice. Remember, they will recover that juice in a little while. This is why I was a bit critical of Hero cleaning the creep tumors up, because I was like, oh, man, you need all that Oracle energy to gun down the Banelings, but I think he thought Dark was faking it, breaking the rocks. He's like, oh, you wouldn't just counterattack in my face, would you? Dark was like, yes, I would. Dark's going a Hydra Den and 9 drones. Roach Hydra is not a long-term solution whatsoever. It's just, I need something to get rid of the Oracles, so I'm going to make a few Hydras. I doubt he makes both upgrades on them, maybe just Grooved Spines. Grooved Spines starts up along with +1 range, +1 melee is done. 2/2s on the way, though, for Hero. And most importantly, Hero has a fully saturated 4th mineral line. He's on 5 gases right now. Warps in a bunch of sentries to add a bit of blocking power and utility to his army. Baneling's getting ready for a run by on the south. Warp Prism Zealot in the main. There's 13 Hydras building. Dark has not fully droned his 4th. The Oracle sees this as well. Ooh, Oracle does go down. But I mean, seeing a 4th base that's not even completely full, I think he feels pretty good right now. Banelings don't get any kills there. Zerglings blocked by cannons on the north. Hero is building to the late game right now, and Dark is just massing Hydras. He's kind of stuck in that early mid-game mindset. I think he felt like that previous fight didn't go well for him, and if he drones up, he's going to be stuck in a long game. I think Dark can beat Hero in the long game, though. I really don't rate Hero's late game that highly. I think Dark's a little bit better in the late game than him, but I think that's so far in the future, he's not even able to visualize that right now. Dark's like, come on, man, I'm so far behind. How am I going to get to late game? The thing is, the longer he stays on Roach Hydra, the more desperate his situation becomes. Oh, God, he's got to get out of here. Oracle Stalker blinking on him. That's a lot of Roaches that'll go down on the retreat. The Oracles are even going to turn on their lasers. He's like, hey, I'm attacking now. I'm not going to get that many chances to use this energy. I might as well just use it right now. Oracles coming in. He sees the Mass Hydra on the D. +1 range is almost here. Hero looking to be in the driver's seat with Colossus and double Robo Colossus production behind this. Excellent tech coming up to round things out. This army does not need to commit. If he can just deny a 5th base for Dark, Hero is miles ahead. He could take his own 4th as well. Roach Hydra, not a very flexible composition. And it does confuse me that Dark has gone for it. I think this is the 3rd time in this best of 7. Roach Hydra, it doesn't feel like a good army at all. I really like I understand Ravagerling Bane doesn't scale well. You want something that shoots up so you can deal with the Oracles, but Roach Hydra doesn't scale that well either. And it takes a while to get these Hydra upgrades up. This is essentially one big all-in, but there's a lot of force fields. And now with the first Colossi entering the field, what are you going to do, man? Are you actually thinking we can get through this? This is a maxed out Protoss with 2/2 upgrades. Dark is desperate right now. He's got 2014 strategies straight out of the ex-Polish pro Teffel's playbook. He's trying to make it work in 2024. The force fields are absolutely brutal, though. The Oracle does go down. Nice angle with the Stalker Colossus coming in with a big arc. Hero looking fantastic. Hero has been a nemesis of Dark's for a long time. And despite it looking like Dark, with the early game being so good, his preparation for the big Zealot attack was great. But it felt like the moment he lost that 4th base, he just lost hope in any form of a longer game. And he felt like he had to just mass units off 60 drones and try to win with it. Hero could see that coming a mile away and was so well prepared. How we doing, Bomber? Thanks for dropping by. Bomber in the chat says Hero hasn't researched Storm in a PvZ since August 2021. He actually added it earlier today. I think it was game 1 or 2 of this series. We saw him Storm Hydras. It was very late in the game, but still. but still. Sometimes he does, just very rarely. Very, very, very rarely. Not sure what that accent was. Stalker's going to blink back. There's just no tech to make a comeback. It's unfortunate. There's been a lot of games this series where Dark is kind of behind, feels like he's got to mass units, but that keeps him in a position with no comeback tech to make the return play. And that is a dominating series for Hero. It does become a 4-2. Obviously, Hero kind of letting one of those games slip away through a big doo-doo on Oceanborn. The other one was from a Queen Walk, but I think Hero is basically showing that his early game is one of the best in the world in this matchup, and you need to be top tier to take him down.